Hello, my name is Tom Smila. I'm the Recruiting and Employee Experience Coordinator here at University of Michigan-Flint. I want to take some time to go over the importance of one-on-ones with your supervisor and your employees if you are a supervisor. This is a short video just to go over some key points and purposes of having one-on-ones now that we are in the performance evaluation process and moving forward to follow up with employees and their goals for the upcoming year. So let's start off by defining what a one-on-one actually is. And a one-on-one meeting with an employee is really a dedicated, regularly scheduled conversation between a manager and an individual employee. The purpose of this really is to discuss progress, address any concerns, provide feedback, and support professional growth in a confidential setting. It's really a good step in terms of developing a relationship with your supervisor, your employee. It's an opportunity to get feedback both sides in both ways. And it's very beneficial in helping the organization reach all of their goals through these individual efforts. So let's take a look at a purpose, some of the purposes of one-on-ones. And these are not in any particular order of relevance, just six different ones we're going to look at here. Number one is communication and feedback. These meetings are really your chance to get good feedback on your work, understand what your expectations are, and discuss how you're progressing in your job. It's really a good opportunity for open dialogue. You can share your own thoughts, concerns, and suggestions without the pressure of a group setting. It's really a chance for the employee and the supervisor to get to know each other and develop that trust over time by having this ongoing communication process. So number two, development and growth. Career discussions. Supervisors can help guide your professional development, connect you to growth opportunities, and discuss your career trajectory. We just don't do enough of this as supervisors in terms of helping the employee to develop and to grow throughout their career. It's also a chance to talk about skill building. We're identifying specific skills or areas for improvement and brainstorming ways to address them. Number three, problem solving. One-on-ones are really a good place to discuss any obstacles or challenges, whether related to projects, team dynamics, or personal workload. And it's also a good chance for the supervisor to support the employee. They can offer advice, resources, or maybe they just adjust tasks as needed based on the employee's workload. So let's look at number four, alignment. It's really a good chance for checking in on goals. I've got a video that I put together on SMART goals that's also available that you can look at, but it's really a good chance to check in how are we doing on these goals that we set for this year? Is your work aligning with the team and the organizational objectives? Then prioritization. Clarify which tasks are most important and if priorities have shifted. Remember, goals can be fluid and can be adjusted throughout the course of the year. Conditions change, different situations change throughout the course of the year, which means that goals can be adjusted throughout that time period. Number five, relationship building. I think this is really important. It helps develop trust by having these regular meetings with your supervisor, and it helps develop that rapport and also understandings. Supervisors get a better sense of where you're at and what your working style is and what your aspirations are, what you like to do, what you don't like to do. It's a good chance to use active listening to understand each other. And then recognition. We don't do enough of this. Celebrate wins. It's really a chance to highlight achievements, both big and small, and for supervisors to give positive reinforcement. We sometimes focus too much on issues versus positive feedback on what they've done, recognition, small rewards, things like that. So those are important. So now let's look at some key guidelines for one-on-ones going further. I think one of the important things is scheduled and consistently. It's so easy to get off track and to miss a week or 2 weeks or whatever, whether you're having them weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, whatever works best between the two of you. Stick to the schedule as much as possible to show commitment. We're all busy, so try to make it a priority, have those one-on-ones. Number two, create a comfortable environment. Meet in a private, quiet space, just kind of to foster openness and just the ability to talk freely, and try to keep distractions to a minimum or eliminate distractions completely if you can. Number three, prepare ahead. Always real important with one-on-ones. Review previous notes and agenda items before the meeting. Ask if the employee has any topics they'd like to discuss. Try to prepare feedback if you're a manager, any updates or questions relevant to their work. Number four, you always want to set an agenda, but try to stay flexible, because what you think might be the agenda, the employee may have some other concerns that may be real important to them at this point in time. So allow that flexibility. And try to keep the agenda simple, maybe 3 or 4 main topics per session. Make it employee centered. Let employees lead most of the conversation. Use open-ended questions. What's on your mind? How are you feeling about certain things? What do you think is a high priority for you right now? Is there anything you need at this point in time? Number six, discuss progress and challenges. Once again, review actions from previous meetings. Goes back to celebrating successes, address obstacles, and clarify expectations. Offer good, specific feedback. General feedback doesn't help, but give some good, specific feedback so the employee knows what exactly they've done well or what they need to work on. Number seven is development and career. Once again, we sometimes don't focus on this enough. Learn about what the employee wants to do. Where are their goals? Talk to the supervisor about that. Discuss training, mentoring, or stretch assignments, something that gets them doing what they like to do, and how this can help grow their career. Number eight's real important. Agree on action items. Determine, what the next steps are, who's responsible, what kind of feedback is going to be expected and when, and set timeframes for follow-up. That's real important too. So let's look at just some general tips on making one-on-ones effective, both for employees. We're going to start with employees. What employees want to do to make one-on-ones more effective with their supervisors. Number one, prepare. Write down topics, questions you have, progress updates, any challenges you want to discuss. Try to have some concrete examples of your work, successes or issues that you're having, just to keep things specific instead of general. And set goals. Know what you want out of the meeting. What kind of feedback do you need? What resources do you need right now? Any type of guidance that you might need. I think what's important too is being honest and open. Share wins and challenges. Don't be shy about selling yourself, but also help with obstacles too. And then ask for feedback. What am I doing well? Where can I improve? Maybe a good chance to discuss career aspirations. These are some interests I have. These are some goals I have. This is what I'd like to do in the next couple of months. Once again, a lot of this can be driven from the SMART goals that you write at the beginning of the year during the performance review process for this upcoming year. Active listening, number three, real important part of the whole process. Uh, Give your supervisor your full attention. If you don't understand something, just ask good follow-up questions. Summarize what you've heard so ensure you're both on the same page. So in other words, so what I'm hearing you saying is this, X, Y, and Z. Try to take some good notes and have some follow-up. Keep records, note what you guys talked about, and what the next steps are, and then follow through. Complete the task that you commit to and report back in the next one-on-one that you have or in future one-on-ones that you have. So let's take a look at how some tips for supervisors in these one-on-ones. Make time and keep it. It's real important. It shows commitment to the employee that we're consistent and that we're having these meetings on a consistent basis. Minimize any distractions you might have. Try to give undivided attention to the employee. No multitasking. Number two, create a good, comfortable environment. Uh, Kind of a warm up. How's your week going? Kind of just to get it started. What's going on in your world? Encourage people to be honest. You know, establish that space of trust where they feel comfortable. Be approachable. That's the key thing for supervisors to be approachable during this time. Don't make this one-on-one a task. Make it a something that you look forward to and can really help your employees be the best that they can be. Number three, be goal-oriented, but be flexible. And once again, we're going to use some of the SMART goals that were established at the beginning of the year. Have a rough outline, but allow room for employees to raise their own topics. Check progress, review previous goals and what's changed since the last meeting. Number four, give good feedback. When you give the feedback, be specific. Give good, clear examples and give suggestions. Once again, recognize achievements and effort, not just outcomes, and then develop together. Ask for employee input on development opportunities or projects. And then number five, mentor and support. Support is a huge part of this. If the supervisor can support the employees, how can I support you better? What blocks are you facing? Offer resources, training, networking, or development opportunities. All this is really important for employee to hear these things, to know that they're being supported. And then last but not least is kind of document and recap. So at the end of the one-on-one meeting, review any key points and agreed upon actions, track progress, write things down, maintain notes to make sure that you transition smoothly to the next one and say, we're going to follow up on our next one-on-one about X, Y, and Z. So for both the employee and for the supervisor, I kind of focused on four main things: schedule regularly, practice empathy, always listen to each other. We all have challenges. Both the supervisor and employee are humans with challenges and with goals. So always practice empathy with each other. Stay solution oriented. Don't make it personal. Focus on what are the actual things getting done or not getting done. How can we move forward? Not just what went wrong. How do we move forward? How can we make this a better situation? And then I call it the three C's. Good one-on-ones aren't just checking boxes, but they're about connecting, communicating, and collaborating. It's just really a chance for both parties to get stronger, to have brainstorming sessions sometimes. That's what these one-on-ones are. Maybe an employee brings up a topic. Oh, I never thought about that before. That's a great idea. So it's a good brainstorming session. So I hope this kind of short review, helps you to understand the importance and the benefits of one-on-ones with your supervisor and your staff if you're a supervisor. If you have any further questions or need any assistance, please contact HR. We'll be glad to help. Thank you very much and have a great day.